Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare उपमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् द्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेन्द्र गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम् जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैता चंद्रा जय भक्त वृंदा I think this is the last one we discussed. कृष्णा सूर्य समा माया हया अंधकार यहाँ कृष्णा ताहा नहीं माया राधिकार. Krishna is compared to sunshine and the Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes to Krishna consciousness, the darkness of illusion, the influence of the external energy, will immediately vanish. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.934, it is stated, Ritirtham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidyat atmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. What appears to be truth without me is certainly my illusory energy, for nothing can exist without me. It is like a reflection of a real thing in the shadows. For in the light, there are neither shadows nor reflections. This actually Chatushloki Bhagavatam, the first verse of Chatushloki Bhagavatam. What appears to be truth without me is certainly my illusory energy. This is Vishnu speaking to, or Krishna speaking to Brahma. What appears to be truth without me is certainly my illusory energy, for nothing can exist without me. Amazing. For Maya to come, na, Krishna has to go first. They both cannot exist simultaneously. Krishna thought cannot be there for us to be absorbed in illusory energy. You have all experienced, right? Sometimes the thought comes or not. And then Krishna cannot exist there. When Krishna is there, Maya just flies away. Maya cannot be there, at least during those times. Yes.
Then he becomes Krishna conscious. He is immediately relieved of all material lusty desires. Lusty desires and greed are associated with rajas and tamas, passion and darkness. When one becomes Krishna conscious, the modes of passion and darkness immediately vanish, and then the modes of goodness, sattva-guna, remains. When one is situated in the mode of goodness, he can make spiritual advancement and understand things clearly. This position is not possible for everyone. When a person is Krishna conscious, he continuously hears about Krishna, thinks about him, worships him, and serves him as a devotee. If he remains in Krishna conscious in this way, the darkness of Maya certainly will not be able to touch him.
Amazing. Today I was hearing one devotee was mentioning, Brahmachari in Pune. He was mentioning we should eat also in mode of goodness. And then he said eating in mode of goodness means if you have a plate, then mode of passion, like mode of goodness is like, okay, I can take this much of this and this much of that. He said, I mean, transcendental state of eating is later on, where you eat that this is remnants of Krishna. But for now, at least practice eating in mode of goodness. So I thought, yeah, that is more practical and more approachable. Like mode of goodness is like eating in mode of passion is like this very nice. I need one more of this, and this I need, and just and eating in mode of goodness is like you are you are more thoughtful. Okay, this much is good, and like um, there is there is some pause while eating. There is like just eating and devouring, and then there is some pause while eating, and some thoughts can go on while eating. Some Krishna conscious thoughts can be cultivated while eating. Then slowly from goodness we can cultivate mode of some spirit, some Krishna consciousness there while eating. It's just something that I liked.
The eternal illusionary energy of Krishna, known as Maya, is always willing to stand in front of Krishna, just as darkness is ashamed to remain before the sunshine. However, the Maya bewildered, unfortunate people who are not believe that they simply do.
Maya is ashamed to stand in front of Krishna. When Krishna is there, Maya just goes away. But those who don't have Krishna, they boast. They basically want to be the enjoyer of this, trying to be the enjoyer, like some of us.
Krishna to बाले एका बारा माया बंदा haite Krishna tare kare para. One is immediately freed from the clutches of Maya. If he seriously and sincerely says, my dear Lord Krishna, although I have forgotten you for so many long years in the material world, today I am surrendering unto you. I am your sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your service.
Very nice. So, what does it say? Hmm. So, what a devotee should go and say if they want immediate freedom from Maya, they should go and say, "My Lord, I have forgotten you since time immemorial, and now, I want to surrender to you. Now, now." This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana Siksha. He says, for those people, Maya will immediately leave them if they simply go and say, "My Lord, I have been engaged in these. uh, I've forgotten you and engaged in these desires since time immemorial. Now I'm now I want to surrender to you. Now I'm surrendering unto you. Please engage me in your service seriously and sincerely. I'm your sincere and serious. It's hard to say these words because खाली लगेगा अंदर. But now I am your sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your service. There is a kind of desperation there to be free from the illusory energy of the Lord. When the desperation comes, then a devotee is crying, "I'm seriously and sincerely surrendering unto you. Please engage me." When that with the desperation one approaches Krishna, "Please free me from illusory energy," immediately Maya leaves. Why? Because Krishna comes, na? Krishna comes, immediately the darkness is dispelled. See, material desires are not gonna go away by themselves. But one has to desire, no, one, I don't want to cultivate those desires anymore. That is also Krishna's mercy only. When it comes, it comes. But this is very hard. Every day we recite 10 offenses, na? And the last one we always fail. What is that? To maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions from this mind. I'm like, yeah, I'm still maintaining. So how can we get rid of this offense? And when we don't, and when we are maintaining, purposefully maintaining, we know that this is not right, but I still want to maintain. Does it happen to some of you? I know this desire is not right, but I am maintaining these desires. Then Srila Prabhupada says, one who, what is the last line? One should must carefully guard against these 10 offenses. So sometimes we should think, am I carefully guarding or I carefully maintaining? Or am I carefully guarding? Then how do we chant the holy name? While committing offenses, then how do we, what is the difference between Nam Aprad and Nam Abhas? Nam Aprad is, I know this is an offense. That's okay. Nam Abhas means I'm carefully trying to avoid them. Then some sprinkle of the holy name will arise. Nam Aparadh means I am knowingly committing offense. So which stage शुद्ध नाम तो छोड़ो यार वो तो बात ही मत कर. So which stage we should think about, when do I transit from Nam Aparadh to Nam Abhas? Then Nam Abhas is mentioned as some emotions will arise. Nam Aparadh is like, see, Krishna says, you want me or you want my illusory energy? I want you, but I don't want to give up your illusory energy. Along with that, I want you. Krishna says, no, that doesn't work. Either me or why? Because I am sun, darkness, sun. We both cannot coexist. You choose darkness or sun. We cannot coexist. You choose what you want. Then we are like, all right, for some more time, I will maintain. Please give me the step. No, you take the step. You uh, try to carefully avoid these 10 offenses. Very simple, actually, but it is yet so difficult. And what is this called? This is called conditioning. What is conditioned souls means? वो पूछ टेढ़ी की टेढ़ी रहती condition. We are conditioned to enjoy. And we don't want it's very hard. No, 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 don't take this. But I feel by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, slowly, by our sincere service, sincere sadhana, that grip is gonna lose, and we will be okay, let it go, fine, let it go. Then, uh, then we can try to access Namabha stage.
As a grandfather, then how do we see that?
As a grasta, how do to grasp brahmachari doesn't matter. Oh, mind to sabka hai hai na. What is the question?
No, as a grandfather, that there is a desires, everything will be there, but how do we take it all those things? But this is practically everyone knows that it's difficult. But
See, Prabhuji, some desires you can engage in Krishna service.
whatever we could do, I think
We can engage in Krishna service. Some desire we know, this is like this desire is not good. Some we have. I mean, see, Prabhu, Krishna is sitting in all of our hearts, and Krishna is guiding us, and Krishna is giving us the intelligence. This part is not good. And then, despite Krishna giving intelligence, if I don't want to give it up, Krishna will not take it away from us. Krishna will let it go, and then we will go through. Krishna will, but the reaction will. Krishna says, "You choose, but what comes from it, I'm not responsible for that."
Yeah. But still, I think we wanted to give it up. Sometimes we cannot. Or is it the Krishna's will, or is it our soul's will?
Krishna's will, no. Krishna wants you to give it up. It is just our kind of strong desires, because we are born and brought up in a particular environment and lived a life in a particular way, and then we are used to certain things, maybe in a certain way, and now, okay, this is coming in between me and Krishna. Just like how Srila Prabhupada would say, Shyam Sundar Prabhu was smoking this um, cigarette. Then Prabhupada says, why are you letting this come between you and Krishna? So sometime we should ask, every time actually, but at least sometime we should ask this question: why should I let this come between me and Krishna? But sometimes we find ourselves weak in front of our desires. Many times. But then um छोड़ना तो पड़ेगा. I wish there is another there is no other way. We have to let it go. Have to let it go. All that is mental, we have to let it go. Whatever it is, that thing is different for all of us. And that's why Paramatma is there with us. Only.
Sakrad eva prapannoyas tavasmiti cha yachayate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etat pratam mama. It is my vow that if one only once seriously surrenders unto me, saying, my dear Lord, from this day I am yours, and prays to me for courage, I shall immediately award courage to that person, and he will always remain safe. from that time on. Yuddha Kanda 18.3.
Think about it. How many of us today can say, "My dear Lord, from this day I am yours"? Or does it feel emptiness while saying this? How many of you feel emptiness while saying this? Some of you can say with sincerity, like full, like no reservation. My dear Lord, from this day I am yours. My dear Lord, I'm completely surrendering onto you. That is, there are blockages from G. No? When blockage comes, the blood cannot flow. Likewise, bhakti is not flowing. There are blockages that is holding us. For this, when we will be able to say this when those blockages are gone. One day we'll be able to say this. That day, immediately Krishna will accept you. Clear, right? Yeah, very difficult actually. From that day on, he will always remain safe from that time on. One time. But it is enough to get to that one stage is like a practice of so long.
भुक्ति मुक्ति सिद्धि कामी बुद्धि यादि है बाध भक्ति योगे कटे कृष्णेरे भजे. Due to bad association, the living entity desires material happiness, liberation, or merging into the impersonal aspect of love. Or he enters in Mukti Yoga for material. If such a person actually becomes intelligent, he takes to Krishna consciousness by engaging himself in intense devotional service to Lord Shri.
Bhukti Mukti Shuddhi Kami. When one desires bhukti, bhukti is sense gratification, or one desires mukti, impersonal liberation, or one desires siddhi, yogic perfection. What all do you desire among these three? Bhukti, right? Bhakti, great. Mukti, we are not so much interested. Siddhi also not okay, fine, but not so much. Bhukti, like we are really. है ना. सुबुद्धि यदि हाया मीन्स अगर उसको बुद्धि आएगी कभी, सुबुद्धि यदि हाया, if somehow he get the good intelligence, then what happen? गाढ़ा भक्ति योगे तबे कृष्णेरा भजाया. अगर उसको बुद्धि आई, if sometime he awaken, then गाढ़ा बुद्धि योगे तबे कृष्णेरा भजाया, then he will start rendering intense devotional service. अगर अकल आई कभी, तब वो अच्छे से भक्ति शुरू करेगा. गाढ़ा भक्ति, he will start intense devotional service if his intelligence becomes by good intelligence. If such a person actually becomes intelligent, he takes to Krishna consciousness by engaging in intense devotional service to Lord Krishna. What encourages us in bhakti? What we actually need in our life is a good example. I was thinking about this in Yatra. What we really need in our life is a good example. I feel like that is so purifying to see somebody who is living a life of sincerity, who is saying no to desires, and who is focused in Krishna consciousness. To see a living example who is doing that seriously gives so much strength and encouragement. Yes.
Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udara tiprena bhakti yogena videti purusham param. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering
Whether we have desire, no desire, render devotional service. Devahuti asked Lord Kapila, how can I become free from material desires? These hankerings. I am being tormented by illusory energy. How can I get rid of it, get rid of those desires? What did Lord Kapila say? Who knows the answer?
Associate.
What did he say? What is the exact words in English? What did he say? Lord, I'm not able to give up these desires. Please, what do I do to get rid of them? There, everything is there, and next 30-40 slides is on that only. That is great. But that is something given by the process. Purity of devotional service itself will give, no? That we can see the Lord. Even if we know we cannot see, right, in a way. That's why we develop these desires. So Lord Kapila says, just try this. Lord Kapila says, get attached to a sadhu. You know the verse? Prasangam, something like that. Yeah, I think that one is little different. Yeah, but yeah, that's what, yeah. But get attached to a sadhu. Who is a sadhu? लोग साधु नहीं है. Who is a sadhu? Our spiritual master is a sadhu. Anyone can be a sadhu, but are we sadhus or are we trying to become sadhus? We are trying to become sadhus. We are not sadhus. But you get attached to a sadhu. Who is a sadhu? Who is completely pure at heart. You get attached to somebody who is completely pure at heart, and you take shelter of that personality who is a completely pure at heart. Same Raghunath Das Goswami also says in Manasiksha. Then what will he do? He'll kick away all our desires. We need a pure association. That pure association will influence us, and then we will be able to shed off. If we don't have pure association, it is very hard to shed off our layers, what we are attached. But that pure association will influence in such a way that you will gain strength. All right, I don't want it. Just the power of, that's why I said a good example. Somebody who is completely pure at heart, it's so powerful. That's what the Shastra says, na? Again and again and again. Get attached to a sadhu. We read this?
यदि करे कश्मीर भजन नाम मागिते कृष्ण तारे लेने स्वचर. If those who desire material enjoyment are merging into the existence of the absolute truth, engage in the Lord's transcendental loving power, they will immediately obtain shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, although they didn't ask for it. Krishna is therefore very merciful.
What does it mean? Very amazing verse.
Like if they are desiring something else out of thing,
Then what will happen? If
they will get.
you approach Krishna with material desire. And then you worship Krishna, transcendent loving service. What will Krishna do? Krishna will give you shelter of his lotus feet. Come, sit here. You didn't approach him for shelter of his lotus feet. You have material desire and you are just rendering service to him. You didn't ask for shelter of his lotus feet. He'll put you. How do you feel? My lord, I don't need anything else. I'm good. You don't even have to ask. Krishna will just give it to you. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Lord is very merciful. Read again. See, Anya Kami Yadi Kare Krishna Bhajana. Why he is doing Krishna Bhajan? Anya Kami. For some other desires. Yadi Kare Krishna Bhajana. Naam Agiteha Krishna Tare Dena Swacharana. You don't even ask. And what will Krishna give you? स्वचरण. अपने चरण आपको दे देंगे. So Prabhupada says, Krishna is there for very merciful. This Prabhupada adds. Krishna is there for very merciful. Amazing verse, right? It's amazing. See how we started rendering devotional service because it was nice. But if we feel Krishna's lotus feet, we never ask for it. Just come, take shelter. Okay, this is the last one. It's 8:30.
Same time also offerings of meeting just like God
Krishna kahe ama bhaje mage vishaya sukha. He is worshipping me. Ama bhaje mange vishaya sukha, and he is desiring some material pleasure. Krishna kahe ama bhaje mange vishaya sukha, amrita chhadi visha mage. He is leaving amrita, doesn't want my shelter. Visha mange. He is asking for poison. ए बड़ा मूर्ख, कितना बड़ा गधा है ये, कितना बड़ा बेवकूफ है ये. What a foolish person. And then what Krishna does? Krishna says, how foolish, you are approaching me and wanting this. I am ready to give you ambrosial nectar. You are still looking for Visha, poison. Come, that's okay. Okay, we'll read one more. Yes.
since I am very why should I give instead I shall induce the master of the shelter of my body. Forgive usually material enjoyment. If we are actually surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, our only desire should be to satisfy Krishna. That is pure Krishna consciousness. Surrender means not that we demand something from the Lord, but that we completely depend on His mercy. If Krishna likes, He may keep His devotee in a poverty-stricken condition, or if He likes, He will keep him in an opulent condition. The devotee should not be concerned in either case. He should simply be very serious about trying to satisfy the Lord by rendering His service.
So Krishna says, Ami Vigya. He is bada murkha, but I am not. Ami Vigya. Ei murkha vishaya kene dibe. Even if he coming with some material desire, this murkha vishaya kene dibe. Why should I give him this material desire, this material objects? Swa charanamrita diya. I will give him the nectar of my lotus feet. Vishaya bulaiba. Then he will forget whatever he came. I will force myself to give the shelter of my lotus feet. Then he will naturally forget what he has actually come for. Even if he is unintelligent, he wants to drink poison. Why should I let my devotee drink poison? I'll give him ambrosia. So Krishna is very merciful. Prabhupada says one should not ask for anything from Krishna. Krishna surrender means Krishna can put us in any situation he likes. And what we should ask for? Allow me to satisfy you by my devotional service. Whether he puts us in a poor position, rich position, in India or America, with visa or no visa, in whatever situation, simple car, simple house, or exit, whatever condition Krishna puts us in. A surrendered devotee should not ask anything from the Lord. He should ask, my Lord, please allow me to satisfy you in whichever situation you puts me. Allow me to serve you and satisfy. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Panchakalpa Karunesh. Vipassana. Our classes here are the shortest classes of the week. Nursing Aarti. What is a good example of all these verses? Huh? True. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Luha. He was asking for only anxiety and suffering, but Lord gave him shelter of his own lotus feet and became completely. And he forgot what he came for. Next two discussions, Mahaprabhu only speaks about the importance of the association of pure devotees. You are singing? Yeah. Jai Jagadisha Jai Jagadisha देव भगवान की जय, भक्त शिरोमणि श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Land on Zoom. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.